Welcome back to the Quacky Coach podcast. This is episode 3 of the Success Code series. This is a series dedicated to understanding the psychology behind achievement, influence, growth, and sustainable success. In episode 1, I discussed that success leaves clues. Episode 2, I looked at why some people never reach their potential. And today we're taking a deeper dive because before you can achieve something more externally, you often need to remove the barriers you have built internally. So let's begin. Imagine a bed, a bed, flying bed, raised inside a cage. For years, it learns the limits of the cage or of that cage. It learns of how high it can fly, how far it can move, what is possible, what is not. Now imagine then you removing the cage. What do you think happens to that bed? Often the bed continues behaving as though the cage still exists. The physical limitations disappear, but the psychological limitations remain. Human beings do something similar. Many of us are living according to the limitations that no longer exist. Ideas we accepted years ago, stories we inherited, experiences that shaped us, beliefs that we never questioned. And over time, those invisible barriers become our reality. Not because they are true, but because we have stopped challenging them. Every person, everyone carries some sort of private narrative, a story about who you are, a story about what you are capable of, a story about what you deserve, and what is possible to you. The challenge is that many of those stories were written unconsciously, maybe somewhere along the way you learned that you are not leadership material. You learn that you are not confident. You learn that you are not good enough. You learn that people don't like you. You learn that you're not intelligent enough. You're not strong enough. You're not beautiful enough. You're not tall enough. You're not, whatever the not could be. People like me don't achieve things like that. Can never happen to me. I can never do that. The problem isn't the statement itself. The problem is repetition. Because repeated beliefs eventually become identity. Identity becomes behavior. And rarely outperform the story you continuously tell yourself. So one of the biggest success ceiling is this: comfort. Yes, comfort. Not luxury, comfort. Because comfort creates predictability, and predictability creates psychological safety. Now, the problem is that growth often requires uncertainty. And I believe you want to grow, you want to succeed, you want to move forward, you want things to change in your life. But what story have you been telling yourself for the past 5 years? 10, 20, maybe the past 2 years? The next level of your life will demand a version of you that doesn't yet exist. So the next level is a version that's more confident, a version that is more disciplined, a version that is more resilient, a version that is more visible, more courageous. That's what the next level demands of you. When, which means growth will often feel uncomfortable. Here's it: the people who break through ceilings are not fearless. They are willing to feel uncomfortable while moving forward. Hope you got that. Now, let's move on and talk about the unconscious beliefs that shape outcomes. Here is something fascinating. Many people think they make decisions consciously. I hate to break this to you. Much of your behavior, my behavior, our behavior, is driven by unconscious beliefs. For example, someone may say they want success, but unconsciously believe successful people are selfish. Success leads to loneliness. Success means money changes people. Power corrupts. They will say, I became rich through some negative powers, association with wrong people. If success is associated with something negative, the mind creates resistance. The individual may work hard, but somehow opportunities get missed, risk untaken, progress stalls. Not because they lack ability, but because an unconscious belief is pulling them backwards. Sometimes the obstacle isn't effort, it's hidden programming. And I want you to think of your programming. What are the stories you tell yourself? What are the handbrakes you keep pulling and say, I cannot be successful because I cannot make it because I'm not educated enough. There are many stories, and I want you to begin to listen to yourself, because when you are most relaxed, not under pressure, and you need to do something, you will hear yourself say it. When you're talking to a friend, when you're talking to a family member about something that is supposed to challenge you, you will come out in your true colors and say, not me, somebody else. And that statement, your brain takes it, your mind takes it, and actualizes it. Programming. So let's move on. Let's talk about self-imposed barriers. Many barriers are self-created, not intentionally, but psychologically. We tell ourselves, I will start when, and this is very common, I will start when everything is ready, when I am ready, when the money is there, when I feel confident enough, when my hair has grown bigger. when my nails are, you know, 10 inches longer. I will start when next year because something would have happened magically. I'm not sure what that is, but that happens a lot. I need more confidence first. I need more qualifications. I need better timing. I need better connections. I need to learn more about this. And before long, years pass and potential remains dormant. Lives remain unchanged. The truth is that readiness is often an illusion. Most successful people start before they felt prepared. Confidence didn't come first, action did. So growth didn't happen before the journey. Growth happened because of the journey. Here is another point. There is often a gap between the life we want and the identity we currently hold. People want executive level success while thinking like employees. They want influence while avoiding visibility. You can't be in, you can't influence without being visible. I hope you get that. But for some of the people out there, they think they can influence without being visible. People want confidence while avoiding discomfort. The opposite of confidence is discomfort. Yeah. They want growth while protecting familiarity. The challenge isn't always achieving the goal. The challenge is becoming the person capable of sustaining it. Success requires identity expansion. You don't simply achieve a new life, you become someone new in the process. I remember a class I attended some times, and the lecturer used to tell me, Elliot, trust the process. This stage of your academic life, it's not so much academia, it's the process. So this is going to change you. And that process isn't nice, but it has to be done. You need to go through the mill. You need to go through it. It's uncomfortable. You need to learn to sleep late and wake up early and sometimes go without food. You're not fasting, you're just occupied. There are times where, yes, you have put in work 14 hours. The process requires that you should be alone. Stay away from everybody else. You don't have time to just mingle with everybody else. You need to be alone. Stay alone. Learn yourself. Understand yourself. The next version of you requires a complete transformation. So let's talk about breaking through the ceiling. So, how do you break through the success ceiling? You start by asking difficult questions. What beliefs am I carrying? What beliefs are you carrying? What assumptions am I making? What limitations have I accepted without evidence? What version of myself am I protecting? And what version of myself needs to emerge? Because every level of growth requires letting go of an old identity. The person who created your current result may not be the person capable of creating your future results. That's not failure. That's evolution. So the most powerful ceilings are rarely visible. They're psychological. They are built from beliefs, assumptions, experiences, fears, comfort, identity. And because they are invisible, many people spend years trying to change their circumstances while never changing themselves. But real transformation begins internally. The moment you challenge a limiting belief, the moment you say, that's a lie, I can make it, the moment you question an old story, in my family there is none that has made it. No one has gone to university. No one has become a millionaire. No one drives a car. No one has been married or whatever the case might be. The moment you question an old story, that's the moment you stop accepting the ceiling as a reality. That's when growth starts. But because your future isn't determined by the limits you have inherited, it's determined by the limits you are willing to outgrow. So, if you are enjoying this presentation, this talk, this episode of the Success Code series, can I ask you to subscribe, please, to the Quacky Coach podcast, where every week I will be exploring the psychology behind success, influence, leadership, achievement, confidence, human behavior, and personal growth. And because extraordinary results don't begin with extraordinary circumstances, they begin with extraordinary awareness. Next week, we'll be exploring a topic that affects every ambitious person. And I want you to tune in, look out for the next video, the loneliness of ambition. You don't want to miss that. See you soon. Bye. Right.